Mark your calendars. It is August 21st, 2020, and just under 9 weeks away from the most important election in human history. And speaking of important, I am joined today by one of the most powerful men, if not the most powerful man in the world, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Mr. President Trump, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am. Thanks for having me, Alex.
So, it's a great honor to have you here today, sir. And I just want to stress to all my listeners out there, this is the official Alex Jones show. This is not a parody account in any way, shape, or form. This is real. Just like InfoWars is real. And just like I am not a shill, I am a real human being. So, without any further ado, let's jump into some very important questions that I've had a lot of my listeners send in as requests. So, I know we talk about the China virus, as you call it, Mr. President, and the Wuhan virus is in all the news media. No one talks about anything else. And I want to just stress, and ask you, what is your relationship now with President Xi, and has it changed since before the virus?
Well, that's a really great question, and I think it's a great honor to be on this show. It's not often that I get to be on something like this, so it's a very great thing. But to answer your question, no, I don't have the best relationship with President Xi. We had a tremendous relationship before. Something to be proud of. We did something that no one else has done before. We leveled the playing field because for a lot of years, China has been ripping us off. You've seen it for a long time. And I said this way before I started to run for president, before I even thought about running. I knew China was ripping us off, and it was a disaster. So we got in, and immediately I started challenging China, something that they weren't used to, because Obama. Even before that, really, frankly, a lot of the past administrations, they didn't stand up to China. They let them take over our industries. A lot of manufacturing moved there to China, and especially our auto industry and a lot of other things, our medical, our scientific studies, and a lot of important things that we should have, but we didn't because they moved to China. And so we brought them back. We had a great trade deal with China, amongst other things. But the virus hit, and the WHO didn't tell us a lot about it. They didn't tell us anything. They said, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. They lied to us. They withheld information about the virus. And China did nothing to stop it. They banned people coming in from Wuhan. As you know, it came from Wuhan. They banned people from Wuhan to go into the capital, Beijing. But they didn't ban people from Wuhan to fly all the way to the United States and to infect us, and it was a disaster. So we don't have a very good relationship with China. You got to say China. You can't just say China. You have to say China. But we had a tremendous relationship, but we don't anymore. So I think a lot of things are going to change. I'm not too pleased with them right now.
Very interesting, very interesting. So, we've all talked about vaccines, and where a lot of these different vaccines are in level 3 or whatever they call it for trials, almost done. If a vaccine works out, and if it supposedly is good and will cure the virus or at least prevent people from getting it, will you set a mandate for every American citizen to be required to take the vaccine?
No, I wouldn't do that. As you know, Alex. We're making tremendous progress. We have, as you said, many vaccines on its way, and we're almost done testing. We're almost done. And we got a lot of therapeutics. Don't forget therapeutics. We got therapeutics. We got the vaccines. We got a lot of other things going on. Look, if this was under the Obama administration, or if this was under the Biden, Sleepy Joe, as I called him, Sleepy Joe Biden administration, we haven't seen a vaccine in 3 or 4 years. It would have taken them a long time, and by that time, we wouldn't have the virus anymore. But under my administration, we have it under a year, just actually probably 7 or 8 months, because it might come out next month, might come out another month, who knows? I'm not sure. But I know it's going to come out heck of a lot quicker than it was, and that would be under any other administration. So, but no, to answer your question again, I won't make it mandatory. I think that should be on choice. We're gonna have a lot of options, but no, I won't. I won't do that to us.
Oh, that's very good to know. Thanks for telling me. So, since 2016, we've seen what the deep state has done. They started the Russia hoax. They started the Ukraine scandal. And now they impeached you for it. And now they're trying to say that you killed 170,000 American citizens from the Chinese virus. They don't blame China, they blame you. If you are reelected this November, will you take out the deep state?
Of course, I'll take out the deep state. That's what I ran on. That's why I'm here. I probably wouldn't be here if the previous administrations weren't such disasters. But I realized the deep state had taken over. They were running all of this. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Peter Strzok, and Lisa Page, the two great lovers. They were disasters. And they said, we have the insurance policy. As you remember, we have the insurance policy. So the two great lovers, oh, Lisa, I love you, Lisa. I'm going to protect you, Lisa. They were disasters, but it went all the way to the top. It went straight to the top. I'm not going to mention his name. I don't want to be controversial. I've seen a lot of things that could come out with the the Durham report, and William Barr has talked a lot about it. And I looked at, and all I can say is breathtaking. That's what I have to say. It's breathtaking. It's frankly beyond breathtaking, to be honest. But there's a lot of great things happening in this country. There's a lot of great things, and I could have been a part of it. I could have taken executive action, and I could have stopped it right then. But I wanted this to be by the rule of law. It had to be by the rule of law, and so I distanced myself from this. So I let the Attorney General and I let the Durham probe. I let them handle it, and I think they're going to do a fantastic job, and very quickly. But they spied on my campaign. They committed treason. They committed a great felony. They've been working on this for a long time. They didn't like me. So they spied on a political opponent, and they're disasters. And speaking of disasters, what about Lion James Comey? The media and the Democrats, they hated him. And then the Republicans hated him. So I fired him. I fired him so fast you wouldn't believe it. I said, you're fired. And then the media said, oh, Donald Trump. He fired the most wonderful man in America. He's a true hero, a true patriot. When just literally 24 hours before I fired him, they said he was a disaster. But as soon as I fired him, then they said he was wonderful. I could invent a cure for cancer. And they would say, Donald Trump takes millions of jobs away from the medical profession. And they would always look for the negative in it. It's a disaster. There's a disgrace. But that's why I ran, as to take on the deep state. And we've started to drain the swamp. You all know it. You've seen it, what we've done. But there's a lot more to do. And I'm going to do it if I get elected, and I believe I will. But I'm going to get reelected, and I'm going to drain the swamp either in 4 years or maybe another 8 years. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see, my friend. We'll see.
Now, that would be a great thought. Okay, thank you very much. One last question before I let you go, Mr. President. I know you're a very busy man. Will you give the show the recipe for Trump cake?
No, I don't think I will. Trump cake is very dear to my heart. It's very special to me. It was given to me by my mother, along with her tremendous Bible. It came all the way from Scotland. But I won't give. I promised her as she was dying. I said I will not share this recipe with anyone, and I hold true to that to this day. So I won't share it. But if you come to the White House, I might make it for you.
I hope I come very soon, Mr. President. That sounds delicious. Any final thoughts before I let you go?
Well, I just want to thank all your tremendous listeners, and I want to thank you for having me on the show. I think we'll do a lot more of these. I hope so. I hope you'll have me on again. And to all my listeners, I just want to say thank you, God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
And thank you to our wonderful president for being on our show. This is Alex Jones, and I just want to say before my voice totally goes out from this, Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you subscribe, share, like, comment, do all that wonderful stuff. God bless y'all.